When God is about to give you something big, you may find yourself in a season of waiting. It's not uncommon to look around and wonder why others are moving forward while you feel stuck in place. You've worked hard, prayed faithfully, and done everything right, yet it still feels like the breakthrough you've been hoping for is just out of reach. There's that feeling like everyone else is getting their blessings and you're still here watching from the sideline. But let me remind you of something. When God is about to give you something big, He's preparing you. Not everyone is ready to handle the kind of blessings that God has in store. If God gave you that blessing right now, would you be able to handle it? Would you be able to stay grounded, keep your faith strong, and handle the responsibility that comes with it? Or would it overwhelm you? You see, God's timing is always perfect. It's not your timing, but His. And while you might feel like you've been waiting forever, God is working behind the scenes, arranging things, aligning people, and preparing opportunities you can't yet see. In that season of waiting, you're being refined. The waiting period is God's way of strengthening your character. Think about the most precious things in life. Rare diamonds, gold, and other treasures. They go through intense pressure before they can shine. The same is true for you. God is shaping you, molding you into someone who can not only receive the blessing, but can sustain it. It's not about what you want right now, it's about what God is making you into. Your preparation may not look like progress to the outside world, but trust me, inside, you're being made into a vessel capable of carrying what's coming your way. The key is to trust the process. It's in the waiting that you grow. It's in the delay that you learn patience, humility, and perseverance. Sometimes, it feels like things are moving in the wrong direction. You pray and pray and pray, and yet it seems like nothing is changing. But let me tell you this, God is never late. He sees the bigger picture. He sees the path that you can't see. Every closed door, every setback is part of His plan. And when the time is right, when you're truly ready, that door will swing wide open. You won't have to force it. God's blessing will flow into your life, effortlessly. Now, while you wait, there's something important you need to remember. God doesn't just give blessings to anyone. He gives them to those who are prepared to handle them. And preparation comes in many forms. It comes in the form of challenges. It comes in the form of setbacks. It comes in the form of learning to trust when everything around you seems uncertain. It's easy to think that the waiting is a punishment. But in reality, it's a blessing, because in that waiting, God is developing your strength. He's teaching you how to trust when you can't see the end of the road. He's teaching you to have faith when the odds are stacked against you. He's teaching you to rely on His provision, not your own strength. Think about the process of refining gold. When it's mined, it's rough, full of impurities. But through fire, through intense heat, the impurities are burned away, and what remains is pure gold. The fire, the heat, it's uncomfortable, but it's necessary for the gold to shine. The same is true for you. The trials you're going through right now, the waiting, the disappointments, they're all part of the fire that's refining you. They're not meant to break you. They're meant to build you. God isn't going to allow you to go through something that doesn't serve a purpose. Every struggle has a purpose. Every season of waiting is leading to something greater. The truth is, God knows that the bigger the blessing, the bigger the responsibility. That blessing might be financial, it might be relational, or it might be something you can't even imagine yet. But whatever it is, it's coming. And when it does, you need to be ready to carry it, not just for your own benefit, but for the benefit of others. You see, blessings aren't just about you. When God blesses you, He expects you to use those blessings to impact the world around you. He's preparing you to steward that blessing with wisdom, grace, and generosity. The more you learn to trust Him now, the more you will be able to handle what He's about to bring into your life. But there's a key to all of this. You can't afford to give up just because the waiting feels too long. You can't let discouragement steal your faith. Every moment you spend waiting is a moment God is shaping you. Every time you feel like throwing in the towel, remember, that's the moment that God is building your endurance. Now, here's the thing about waiting. It's hard. No one said it was easy. But you have to remember, waiting doesn't mean that God is ignoring you. It means that He's preparing something incredible for you. It's like planting a seed. You don't see the growth immediately, but under the surface, roots are growing deeper, preparing for the day when the seed will burst through the ground and bear fruit. You are that seed. And right now, God is preparing the soil, the conditions, everything needed for you to grow. The waiting is part of the growing. So while you're in the waiting room of life, stay faithful. Don't rush ahead. Don't get discouraged. Keep trusting. Because when the time comes, the doors will open, and you will walk into the blessing you've been praying for. And here's something else I want you to consider. Sometimes, the reason you haven't seen the blessing yet is because God is protecting you. Maybe the blessing you're asking for isn't the right one for you right now. Maybe God has something even better in mind. Maybe the delay is His way of keeping you from something that isn't part of His perfect plan. What seems like a setback is often a setup for something far greater. So when you feel like nothing is happening, when you feel like God is silent, remember this. He is still working, even when you can't see it. He's behind the scenes, moving pieces into place. He's lining up opportunities, changing hearts, and making things ready for the moment He's about to bless you with. Don't look at your situation and think it's hopeless. Don't judge your future by your current circumstances. God is working all things together for your good. You might not see it now, but when the moment comes, it will all make sense. You will look back and realize that every trial, every struggle, every season of waiting was necessary for the breakthrough that was about to come. So hold on. Keep your faith strong. Keep believing. God's promises are yes and amen, and He will never leave you or forsake you. When God is about to give you something big, He doesn't just give it to you without preparing you. He's preparing you now. He's refining you. He's making you ready. And when the time comes, you'll step into that blessing not just because you've been waiting, but because you've been prepared for it. So don't give up. Don't give in. The blessing is on its way, and it's going to be worth the wait. When God is about to give you something big, you may find yourself in a season of waiting. It's frustrating, right? You pray, you believe, you work hard, and yet it feels like your breakthrough is always just out of reach. Meanwhile, it seems like everyone around you is moving ahead, receiving what they've prayed for, and stepping into their blessings. It's easy to look at others and wonder, why not me? Or what am I doing wrong? But what if I told you that this waiting period is actually part of God's plan for you? It's not a punishment, and it's certainly not an indication that He's forgotten about you. In fact, the very fact that you're waiting is evidence that something big is coming your way. You see, God doesn't give big blessings to anyone. He gives them to those who are ready to handle them. And that readiness is built in the waiting. Think about it like this. Imagine you're a miner searching for gold. You dig and dig, sometimes for years, and it feels like nothing is happening. But what you don't see is that under the surface, in the dark, hard earth, the gold is slowly taking shape. The pressure, the heat, the struggle, it's all part of the process that makes that gold valuable. Without that process, without that pressure, the gold would remain just another chunk of rough rock. The same is true for you when God is preparing you for something big. He doesn't just throw it into your hands. He wants you to be able to carry it with wisdom, strength, and humility. You wouldn't give a toddler a car, right? They wouldn't know how to drive it or take care of it. In the same way, God is making sure you're ready to carry the blessing He's about to bring into your life, and that readiness is forged in the waiting. Now, waiting can feel uncomfortable. It can feel like nothing is happening, and all your efforts are in vain. But here's the truth. Waiting is not wasted time. In fact, it is in the waiting that God is doing His most significant work in your life. It's like planting a seed. When you plant a seed, you don't see it sprout immediately. It goes through a period of growth underground. You may see nothing but dirt, but under the surface, roots are growing deeper, preparing for the day when that seed will burst through the ground and bear fruit. You are that seed. Right now, you might feel like you're buried, surrounded by darkness and uncertainty. But God is at work preparing the soil, the conditions, everything needed for you to grow. So, in the meantime, don't focus on what you can't see. Trust that God is growing you in ways you can't even imagine. The pressure you feel, the frustration of waiting, it's all part of His refining process. Every challenge, every setback, every moment of doubt you face is building your character. God is teaching you to trust Him when you can't see the end of the road. He's teaching you patience when you feel like everything should happen right now. He's teaching you to rely on His strength and provision, not your own. He's growing your endurance. And as he does, he's shaping you into someone who will be able to handle the blessing when it comes. Think about the people you admire, the ones who have done amazing things, built great legacies, or have received incredible blessings. Most of them have a story that includes years of struggle, disappointment, and waiting. They didn't just receive success out of nowhere, they were made ready for it. And when that blessing came, they were able to handle it with grace and responsibility. You're being prepared in the same way. You might look at others who seem to be moving ahead and wonder why it's taking so long for you. But remember, your journey is unique. The timing is unique. God knows exactly when you're ready. And in the meantime, He's developing you into someone who can steward the blessing you're about to receive. One of the hardest things about waiting is not knowing what's coming. But here's the thing. God sees the bigger picture. He sees the path that you can't see. While you're focused on the immediate, He's preparing something far beyond what you've imagined. He's aligning the right people, the right opportunities, the right circumstances that you can't yet see. And when the time is right, you won't have to force anything. It will come effortlessly. You won't have to chase the blessing because the blessing will chase you. And so, as you wait, don't waste the season. Don't give in to discouragement or impatience. Keep trusting, keep praying, keep believing. Even when it feels like nothing is happening, remember that God is always working. His work may be happening behind the scenes, in ways that are invisible to you. But He's aligning everything in your favor. And when the time comes, it will all make sense. Waiting isn't easy, but it's necessary. It's in the waiting that you grow, that you are refined, and that you are made ready for the blessing that is on its way. So don't give up. Don't lose heart. The breakthrough is coming, and when it does, you'll step into it not just because you've been waiting, but because you've been prepared. When God is about to bless you with something big, it often doesn't come immediately. In fact, it can feel like you're in a season where nothing is moving forward. You might pray, you might work, you might wait, but still, that blessing hasn't arrived yet. It's easy to get discouraged, to think that maybe God isn't listening, or that maybe you've done something wrong. But the truth is, the blessing will come at the right time. You see, God's timing is always perfect. He knows exactly when you're ready. And sometimes He knows that it's not just about the blessing itself, but about how you'll handle it once it arrives. It's easy to think we're ready for something big, but God sees the full picture, what we need, when we need it, and how we'll handle it. And often the waiting is part of the preparation. Think about it this way. Imagine a farmer planting seeds. He doesn't just plant them and expect to have a full harvest the next day. There's a season of growth. There's a time for the seed to be nurtured, for the roots to go deep, for the plant to grow strong enough to withstand the weight of the fruit it will bear. If the farmer picked the crop too soon, it would be underdeveloped. It wouldn't have the strength to last. In the same way, God is waiting for the right moment, the right time, when you are fully developed, fully rooted, fully ready for the blessing He's preparing for you. This is why sometimes the waiting is so hard, because we're not always able to see what's going on beneath the surface. What looks like inactivity on the outside may be God working behind the scenes. He is making sure that when that blessing finally comes, it won't overwhelm you, it won't break you, it will be exactly what you need, exactly when you need it, and you will have the wisdom and the strength to handle it. But here's something else to remember. Sometimes, the reason the blessing hasn't come yet is because God is protecting you from something that's not right for you. Maybe the timing isn't right, maybe the blessing you've asked for would actually take you off track, or it could harm you in some way. You see, we don't always know what's best for us, and in His infinite wisdom, God will often delay something if He knows it's not yet your time. This doesn't mean He's punishing you, it means He's protecting you. You might feel like you're on the edge of something big, like you've been waiting forever, but what if the delay isn't denial? What if it's preparation? What if God is making sure you're in the right place at the right time, where you can fully receive what He's about to give you? What if the wait is God's way of making sure everything aligns perfectly in your life? Think about the story of Joseph in the Bible. He had a dream as a young man, a dream that one day his brothers and his parents would bow to him. But that dream wasn't realized right away. Joseph went through years of hardship, betrayal, and waiting. He was sold into slavery, thrown into prison, and separated from his family. But all along, God was using those years of waiting to refine him, to develop him, to prepare him for the moment when he would be called upon to save a nation. When that moment came, he was ready to step into the blessing God had promised him. That's how it works. The waiting, the hardships, the setbacks, they're all part of the process. They may not make sense now, but when the time comes for your blessing, you'll look back and see how perfectly everything was orchestrated. You'll see how the delays and detours were exactly what you needed to get to the right place at the right time. And when the time is right, the blessing will come. It will come at the perfect moment, when you're fully ready to receive it. You won't have to force it. You won't have to chase it. God will bring it into your life, exactly when it's meant to be. And when it does, it will be bigger, better, and more than you ever imagined. So don't give up. Don't get discouraged. Even if you're in a season of waiting, even if you can't see the blessing yet, trust that it's on its way. God is working behind the scenes, aligning everything for the perfect moment. And when that moment arrives, you will step into it with confidence and gratitude, knowing that you were prepared for it. Remember this, the blessing will come at the right time, and it will be worth the wait.